all, welcome back to the Texas THC Doctor YouTube channel. My name is Emily, and for today's video, I have something very exciting for y'all. Dr. Shah actually goes live with one of our patients. He goes by the name DELTRONZ on all of his social media, but his name is Michael, and they just talk about PTSD and kind of Michael's experience with medical THC so far. So I'm going to go ahead and let that start playing. It's just clips from the live from earlier today. If you want to see the full live, it is on our Instagram right now, so go check that out. But yeah, hope y'all enjoy.
Dr. Shah. Welcome to Texas THC Doctor. Today we're going to be talking about PTSD. Hopefully we will be able to connect with one of our patients that actually has been on the program for some time, and he can give some insight on what it took to get signed on, and also the benefits of it, what he had to go through for it as well. So we're going to try to connect with one of our friends here. He goes by DELTRONZ.
Hey, what's going on, Dr. Shaw?
Good, man. Do you like being called Deltron, or?
So my name is the name that I gave myself was DELTRONZ. Those who are in like the rap, type of world, like when it comes to music, I was inspired by Deltron 30 to 30, and that individual did a lot of work back in the day with the Gorillas, and then he's just moved on since then. So,
okay, gotcha. I love the Gorillas. What is your first name, if you don't mind me asking?
So my name is Michael. I go by Mike, Michael, Mikey. Some of my family still calls me. But whenever somebody is trying to look for me, whenever it comes to like some of my social media and stuff, it's DELTRONZ or Deltron_210.
Gotcha. Well, awesome. Well, I wanted to, since we've talked before, you're one of my patients early on, I wanted to ask you your experience with the medical THC program in Texas. First off, I wanted to ask you, how hard was it for you to get approved?
Man, getting approved was, well, for me, it just wasn't hard at all. I'm an open individual whenever it comes to discussing these types of things in general, because I like to say I like to bring awareness to it. A lot of people don't like to talk about their mental health. It's everywhere. I have friends, I have family. They don't like to come out and say there's something wrong, since a specific time. It could be anything really, but as far as signing up, it was not hard at all. And especially discussing things with you, you've made the process so easy.
Fantastic. Can you explain what you had to go through to sign on?
So basically, you have to go to your website, Texas THC Doctors. Go ahead, and it should say get qualified. At that point in time, you would go ahead and follow the process, fill out your information. There's a little description there. That description is going to be able to basically discuss why you feel that you have PTSD. And again, it's all confidential. You gotta treat this as if you were gonna go to your regular PCP. There's papers that you gotta sign, there's documentation just basically stating that your information is not out to the public. So don't feel like you can't discuss those types of things, because it's important to get your mental health under control.
Definitely. And it's all secure, and it's all follows the health protection laws, the HIPAA laws. None of the information is shared with anybody. A lot of people are afraid that when they go onto the website that they might be providing information that might be used against them. And it's not. None of the information is allowed to be sent to anywhere. It's protected and saved and not be used for anybody. And I always want to make people aware of that, because sometimes people are afraid of mentioning that. And then you said something very important, psychological issues. No one really wants to talk about that. They don't want to go around telling people about their issues, because, and especially men, I think more so than women, are afraid that it makes them less of a man. Did you feel that initially? Oh yeah,
I mean that's just with my generation growing up in general. I think, in my opinion, it just depends on what type of generation that you're in. If you were brought up, I was born in the 80s, so growing up, get back up, keep going. That's what people go through. And you kind of get told that, throughout the years that you're growing up. And the problem is that it was kind of if there's something wrong, hold it back or hold your tongue or just keep moving forward. But not discussing it, I had learned in my own personal experience, was the worst thing that I could do, because it definitely brings a toll to your life. It definitely brings some type of mental instability there, for you to live on a daily, but you don't realize it because you've been going through it day by day, year by year. Nothing changes, and you're so used to that process that there's no other way. But there is.
You're right. And then, if you hold it in, people think it goes away. Unfortunately, it doesn't. It builds up.
Right.
And sometimes it can build up to a breaking point where you might find yourself doing things like, in my example with veterans, a lot of veterans will find some relief or an option in alcohol. Because they can't get into the program, or they weren't familiar with the program. So the medical THC helps them get off of that. I've had a lot of success stories where they're fighting with alcoholism because that's the only thing that helps them forget.
Right.
Obviously, that's not a cure, and if anything, it's more detrimental to their lives and their families' lives as well.
Oh no, I definitely agree. I think we discussed it last time when we did that video. I was using alcohol. Like, again, just to clarify, I've never been in the service. I've never been in the military. And PTSD affects everybody in some type of way. It just depends if it's something that can be managed or not. But again, we had discussed, basically, it's very touchy. It's very touchy. It's very emotional. It could get very hard to discuss. There are plenty of professionals out there that can discuss these types of things, and people don't tend to extend their hand. And it's tough because I see it. I see it in a lot of my friends. I see it on a day-to-day basis. I hear it with my regular job. I have a 9 to 5, and it's. I gotta say, I mean, with your diagnosis, with you being able to discuss with me, being able to be on THC and CBD at these levels are fantastic. I mean, they've definitely changed my life.
Fantastic. So, can you tell me how it's helped you? In what ways?
So, THC and CBD, as far as how it's helped me, again, the drinking aspect, I was literally drinking alcohol to kind of nullify or forget, right? Because I didn't, on a day-to-day basis, I didn't really feel like, why am I drinking so much? I wasn't like drinking like a liter a day, but I was having more than I usually do. And especially on the weekends, like I was drinking heavily on the weekends just to kind of get through the weekend. But when I started the THC, again, this is back when it was approved here in Texas on September. Ever since then, my alcohol intake has significantly dropped because I was able to finally stop and think to myself, like, I'm using alcohol as a way for treatment. When alcohol can get you into accidents, it can get you into trouble, it can change your mood swings. I mean, it can put you into a lot of bad situations. But with the THC, I've been able to just, once it hits, I'm able to just relax. I don't really want to do too much. I just want to kind of relax at home and do my day-to-day duties, Not only that, I've been able to spend time with my family more. I've been able to focus on that. I love all the social media stuff that I've been doing. But again, I felt like the THC has really brought me back to how happy I was prior to some of the things that I have experienced myself to have PTSD. So it's been fantastic. Yeah.
That's fantastic. That's so good to hear. And I think, telling people about your story is so helpful. I mean, hopefully someone hears this and says, what, let me try it. Let me see if it'll help me. Because I can guarantee there's other people in similar situations. What they're learning about PTSD, it helps with anxiety. It helps with stress. It helps with night terrors. It helps with decreasing triggers. And it helps with sleep, of course, too. Now, the other thing they're talking about, a lot of people don't know, is something called memory extinction. And the easiest way I can talk about memory extinction is, when you have mail that comes in, like all the spam that we get in our mailbox, emails, and you just want to archive it, you just keep archiving it. So it's still there. You don't know if you're going to need it in the future, but it's somewhere in the back.
Right.
That's what normally is supposed to happen to those bad memories. It's supposed to be archived. But something is preventing them and keeping them in the forefront. And that's where medical THC is researched to help. And we know from our clients that it definitely does do that.
Definitely helps me out. You know, again, when we go back to the PTSD aspect, you know, I was technically traumatized at one point in time when multiple guns were kind of like, you know, pointed at me. It could be anything that you think that you have gotten over, but your life has changed because of that event. And you know, I have a significant other. She's been through some stuff too. But somebody, when somebody's trying to reach out to you, and I think this does need to be said when it comes to like talking about PTSD. When somebody comes up to you and they're genuinely trying to tell you like, hey, something's changed since the last time we talked, you know, something's changed within the past couple of years, that I feel like that person needs to, you know, at least hear them out. That way they can at least think about like, how have I changed? Why have I changed? And should I go see somebody? You know, because again, the THC works absolutely fantastic, but like you had stated, specialists, therapists, you know, those individuals are going to be able to also help you talk through those types of things. So, and they can recommend THC as well, but then they would just come to you at that point in time.
Yeah, no, I mean, you said everything right there. I agree with you 100%. You know, at this point where we're trying to educate as many people as we can, I thank you for, you know, providing your personal experiences with it. And your positive, you know, words on it as well. Do you have any questions for me before we head out?
I mean, I guess the only questions that I would generally have is just, you know, who can come and see you? You know, what would you say, like, if somebody's reluctant, like, hey, I'm not sure if I want to go talk to this individual about my situations. Like, what would you say to encourage them to come and open up?
You know, it's the talk is just between me and them. We don't charge you for the telehealth visit. You only charge if you want to move forward with it, and if you're approved, of course. If you're approved for it, and then you have to move forward. None of the information is shared with anybody. It's like going into a doctor's office and speaking to the doctor securely. So, you know, if anything, I think they'll listen to you more so because you're one of them, right? You're one of the people that is actually going through it. You know the stigma associated with it and how hard it is to approach someone like me. But I try to keep it easy. I mean, you know, I think I'm a pretty regular guy, and I you know, really believe in this stuff. I really do think that medical marijuana does work. And I want it to be used for everybody. I really think there's multiple diagnoses, some that aren't even approved yet. Of course, I can't approve those, but I think that it has multiple benefits, and I'm trying to educate people on it, and I'm trying to spread the word so more people can use it. And then ultimately, we're trying to research it as well. So hopefully, in the next 3 to 6 months, we should have an article out going over our patients, their diagnoses, and their quality of life improvements and percentages wise, and how it helps them based on their diagnoses. So a little bit more information that we can provide and more data, because there's not enough data out there. So, you know, with our patients and all the benefit that it's helping them, we can hopefully, you know, send some more information out and hopefully provide it to Congress eventually.
Oh yeah, that'd be good. I mean, I think y'all are doing fantastic. I mean, you guys have been keeping up with these live videos consistently, being able to push out as much information as you can. I mean, if anybody sees this, you know, at all here on Instagram, or if you guys decide to upload it to YouTube as well, I mean, do you know, like, these guys are absolutely fantastic. I mean, again, they've helped me out since right before September came out. I was super excited, you know, super stoked. September comes around. Dr. Shah helps me out and his team as well. Fantastic team. And, you know, I feel more whole now than I have ever been. Again, if those who are not quite too sure how to reach out to you or are scared to reach out to you and your information is going to get somewhat, used or whatever that may be, feel free to reach out to me as well. Just hit me up on Twitter. That's Deltron _210, DELTRON _210. I'll let you know. I mean, again, I'm an individual that needed help. I've had some quite a few breakdowns. I'm still young, but the mind, I'm 32. The mind at 30, the stuff that I've been through is just, it builds up throughout the years. And
Sure.
you need to be able to take care of yourself. Like, don't get me wrong. If you need to take care of your family, take care of your family. But by the end of the day, you need to be whole, because you can't continue to move forward if you are not whole. So
Wise
feel
words,
free to reach out.
Wise words. That's so important to say. And I will end up with, you can call us at 210. I'm sorry, it's 830-549-5500. 830-549-5500, or go to our website, Texas THC Doctor. Doctor spelled out one word. And then, like I said, fill out the form, call us. You can even drop an email on that website as well, and we get back to you. But I appreciate you and getting on with me this morning. I know you're a busy guy, but I appreciate you and providing your life story on THC and how it's helped you.
Yeah, whenever you need me, if anybody wants to reach out, feel free to reach out. I'm here. I will get back to you. I'm not a bot, I promise you.
Well, thank you, and have a happy New Year, Mike.
You too. We'll talk soon.
Take care. God bless.
Thank you, Dr. Shah and Michael, for helping us spread awareness about PTSD and how medical THC helps people who are diagnosed with PTSD. If y'all are interested in seeing any other videos like that, definitely check out our YouTube channel, where we post videos like that weekly, every Monday. And also check out our Instagram. It is at Texas THC Doctor, where we go live every Monday, and you can interact with me and Dr. Shah personally. If you have any questions, leave them down in the comment section below. And visit our website for any information that you would like to learn or get qualified. It is www.texasthdoctor.com. Thank you guys so much, and see y'all next week.